Try to remix, yeah, they grinding, but we grinding.
It's Week 17 of the National Football League. And up next, it's Deshaun Watson. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Browns and the Texans, and it's all up next.
We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And off we go from Cleveland. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense. They'll be led out by a familiar face. This is Houston's first-round pick, of course, back in 2017, Deshaun Watson. Now a first down throw, Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. As a defense, what a nuisance when you look on the other side and they've got a tight end that can run a post route like that. And you felt the ground shake, didn't you? Oh, even all the way up here in this booth. How about when he grabbed the football? You could see the terror as everyone was thinking, do I even want to try and tackle that big man? And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down. Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So certainly a defensive mistake here in the first quarter, getting hit with a roughing the passer call. And that hurts not just because of the yardage you gave up and give them a fresh set of downs, but that brought the home crowd into this one. And when you go on the road, your job is to silence the crowd, not energize them. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense, because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step. Watson going to try and run it. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss. A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. Back to throw, Watson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Christian Harris. And the Texans are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game. Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football,
But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. First and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at their own 20-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. On play action, Mills. Open man is Jordan, the tight end. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now we've got a 3rd and 4.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender. But the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Mills. And that's complete to Cooks. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Mills to Cooks there, and that connection good for a Houston first. The Texans at 11-4 now on the year, and they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here, and if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason, and we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
2nd and 5 now. Mills. And that's caught inside the 30. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. And credit the tackle to Juan Thornhill.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. 3rd and short yardage, Mills rolling to his right. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Browns D locked in on 3rd down. Brings up 4th. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick here is good. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal. And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome. It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and the Texans scoop it, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT. Makes you wonder what's going on with this team because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it's the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see. From the 39, Mills, and that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up. No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad. Yeah. They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points. On 3rd down, here's Mills. Complete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will make it 6-0. So able to add on to their first half lead here, Charles, forcing the miscue with a fumble and then turning that into 3 points.
Yeah, and more than happy to accept any mistakes the other side is willing to make. No problem. You turn it over, we'll take that, and we'll use it to expand our lead.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Cleveland offense making their way out. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Just the first quarter of tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. I ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
Watson off play action, out to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
And nothing doing here is this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Now Watson. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. On the move past the 40. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Holding offense.
Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
6-0 our score after 1. On to the second from Cleveland. It's the Browns in control of the football, as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. Boy, tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. It got his man complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it, because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On second down now, Tompkins, and he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Mills to throw it.
That's caught by the big tight end, O.J. Howard. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A first down throw for Mills. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pumps from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. The tackle there by John Johnson.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And Pierce gets it again on second down.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 20-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did. That's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going?
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Myles Garrett, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Going for it with Pierce.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down. Now the Texans are going to call on the field goal unit. And this a 39-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will make this a 9-point lead.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Watson now going to run the option right, and he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6. Here's Watson. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take over here up near the 40.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead. But that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true. Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
So many times I advocate not challenging coverage downfield, but on this play, I thought he made an excellent decision to actually do so. If that had been complete, that would have been one for the highlight reel.
On second down, here's Pierce. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 78 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They'll run here with Pierce. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Dameon Pierce with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Texans will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. No problem there on the extra point. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Well, the Browns going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll outbreak from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Here's Watson. He's got the connection to Cooper. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. On 1st and 10, Watson to the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
To the air yet again, Watson. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Pass midfield, look out. There he goes, right side. And he's going to score. Touchdown. No time remaining. And this is going to count. And that is obviously the danger, Charles, of a long field goal attempt.
What the teams are doing now is not just putting their field goal block unit on, They may change it out and go punt return because you have better guys on the field who are able to stay on their feet and block in case that kick is missed. And that's what we saw there, the big return after the long missed field goal.
So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback.
Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
And the division title, that's out of reach. We know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get. That first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
Partner's not out of the question, especially with the 7 seeds that they have now in the playoffs. If you do win and the other wild card teams win in the first round, you could find yourself with a home game in the divisional round. Now, we know that's not likely, but it's not out of the question. Bottom line, you have to win to put yourself in that position.
He'll buy some time right.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the third quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
A good start to the drive. Here's that's caught out on the left side. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be second down. Watson.
Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelsey. And the Browns are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a first and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now first and goal, expect them to attack right here on this play.
Second and goal from inside the 5.
Chubb will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
Third down and goal now. This Houston defense not backing down. They'll look for one more stop. Faking the give. Now Watson. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
They've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Running for it. Here's Chubb. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And this shutout is going to continue as the defense holds again.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done.
120 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
First down, they go right back to Pierce.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Another carry for Pierce.
And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Pierce now up the middle.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is what every back in the league is supposed to do, exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
They'll roll him out right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It certainly looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And he's got some space here. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A big run there, 29 yards and a 1st. Up the middle they go. Tompkins. And he is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Now a handoff for Pierce.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Jeff Smith has 3 touchdowns on the year. And the Texans go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
Extra point up and through. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
But the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They run it again with Chubb. Gets through, and now an opening. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now a first down throw, Watson. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw, as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down. But to no avail as time will expire on this. And we're back now here in Cleveland. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. Being chased out left. And this one is incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down.
It's showtime, baby. Let's go. Let's ride. Let's go. On the set. Street. On the ball.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Holding offense.
We gonna do what we do.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Give to Pierce. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
But 209 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go again with Pierce. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And for the Browns, a nickel set here on third down. Throwing, Mills. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Texans send the punter out. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Watson's throw taken in by Cooper here. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. Watson on first down. Looking for and finding Amari Cooper again. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. A good gain on first. Has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. From the gun, here's Watson. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 31-yard line. Watson looks to throw again. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. Only 3 there on the screen at second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. To throw again on second down. Watson. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
Partner, when you see a screen pass and the defensive tackle ends up making the play, you know that one wasn't sold well at all because he should be upfield by the time you throw the pass. If not, you end up with big trouble, as we just saw right there.
Throwing again on second down. Watson. And he'll just get rid of it. This one winding toward a conclusion. And how would you assess how the secondary is played?
Well, we just saw them take another shot downfield that was incomplete, correct?
Correct.
So my assessment is that if anyone's played really well in this game, it's been the secondary. That was the latest example.
Yeah, they've been solid. Really, the whole defense has been solid. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Texans are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Texans,
they solidify their spot in the playoffs as they run their mark to 12-4 on the year.